The earth roared, a sound so primal and fierce, a deep and terrible groan that seemed to come from the very core of the planet, shaking the very foundations of Myanmar. Buildings swayed like fragile reeds in a storm. On April 1st, 2025, at precisely 3:14 p.m. local time, the tranquility of the afternoon was shattered. A monstrous 7.7 magnitude earthquake ripped through the heart of the nation, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The epicenter, located in the central Sagaing region, became the focal point of unimaginable destruction. Buildings crumbled like sandcastles, bridges collapsed into heaps of twisted metal, and roads twisted into impassable barriers, making rescue efforts even more challenging. The initial reports painted a grim picture, with journalists struggling to convey the sheer scale of the disaster. The death toll stood at a staggering 1,700, a number that seemed to rise with each passing hour. Experts fear this number will climb significantly as rescue teams reach remote areas cut off by the quake's fury, where the full extent of the damage remains unknown. The injured, many with severe trauma and head wounds, overwhelmed makeshift medical facilities, stretching resources to their limits. The air, thick with dust and the smell of debris, carried the anguished cries of survivors searching for loved ones amidst the ruins. The scenes of emotional reunions and heart-wrenching searches for missing family members painted a picture of human resilience and despair. The earthquake's impact reverberated far beyond Myanmar's borders, capturing the world's attention. Tremors were felt in neighboring Thailand, Bangladesh, and India, sending shockwaves of fear through already disaster-prone regions, where memories of past calamities resurfaced. The fear was palpable, as emergency services in these regions braced for potential aftershocks and further damage. The world watched in horror as images of the devastation emerged, a stark reminder of the raw power of nature and the fragility of human life. The scenes of collapsed buildings and widespread destruction were a testament to the earthquake's unforgiving force. In the immediate aftermath, communication lines went down, plunging millions into a terrifying information blackout. People struggled with broken phones, desperately trying to connect with loved ones. Their calls met with silence or the chilling buzz of disconnected lines. Families anxiously waited for news, their hearts heavy with fear and hope, clinging to the possibility of miracles. The lack of communication added to the chaos as people tried to navigate the uncertainty and reach out to those they cared about. The world held its breath, waiting for news, hoping for miracles, and bracing for the heartbreaking reality of the disaster's true scale. Rescuers worked tirelessly amidst the rubble, their efforts a beacon of hope in the midst of overwhelming tragedy as the true scale of the disaster began to unfold. The ancient city of Mandalay, a cultural jewel nestled in the heart of Sagaing, now stands as a stark symbol of the earthquake's wrath. This city, once bustling with life and rich in history, has been brought to its knees by nature's fury. Once grand temples lie in ruins, their intricate carvings reduced to rubble. These temples, which once stood as testaments to the region's rich cultural heritage, are now mere shadows of their former glory. Homes, businesses, and hospitals, all reduced to piles of debris, trapping countless souls beneath. The devastation is widespread, affecting every aspect of daily life. Search and rescue teams work tirelessly, digging through the debris in a desperate bid to save lives. The scenes are heart-wrenching, with people trapped beneath the rubble, waiting for a miracle. The Sagaing region, primarily rural with limited infrastructure, faces the brunt of the catastrophe. The impact here is even more severe due to the lack of resources and preparedness. Remote villages, nestled amidst rolling hills and fertile farmlands, are now cut off from the outside world. These villages, once serene and picturesque, are now scenes of chaos and despair. Collapsed bridges and landslides have rendered roads impassable, hindering access for rescuers and aid convoys. The isolation exacerbates the suffering, making it difficult to deliver much-needed help. Rescue vehicles and aid convoys are halted by the treacherous conditions, adding to the frustration and helplessness felt by those trying to assist. Adding to the chaos, power outages plague the region, plunging survivors into darkness and disrupting vital communication networks. The lack of electricity makes an already dire situation even more challenging. Hospitals, already ill-equipped to handle a disaster of this magnitude, struggle to provide even basic care with limited medical supplies and dwindling manpower. The medical staff are overwhelmed, doing their best with the scant resources available. The scenes inside the hospitals are chaotic, with overcrowded wards and patients in dire need of care. The medical staff are heroes, working around the clock despite the overwhelming odds. As darkness falls, survivors huddle around makeshift fires, their faces etched with fear and uncertainty. The nights are long and cold, filled with the haunting memories of what has been lost. The air is heavy with the weight of loss, the silence punctuated by the sobs of grieving families and the distant sounds of search and rescue teams working tirelessly against the odds. The community is united in its grief, but also in its determination to rebuild and recover. The resilience of the human spirit shines through the darkness, as people come together to support one another in this time of unimaginable hardship. The road to recovery will be long and arduous, but the strength and solidarity of the people of Sagaing will guide them through. Amidst the devastation, stories of resilience and the unyielding human spirit emerge, painting a vivid picture of both hope and despair. In the face of overwhelming destruction, communities come together, showcasing the unbreakable bonds that tie humanity together. A young teacher, trapped beneath the rubble of her collapsed schoolhouse, used her phone's flashlight to signal for help. Her quick thinking and bravery guided rescuers to her location, ultimately saving 3 of her students who were also trapped. This act of courage is a testament to the strength and determination found in the most harrowing circumstances. A father, driven by sheer desperation, dug through the remnants of his home with his bare hands. His relentless efforts paid off when he pulled his young daughter to safety after hearing her faint cries from beneath a mountain of debris. This moment of reunion, filled with tears and relief, highlights the powerful bond between parent and child. These stories of hope, however, are often overshadowed by the crushing weight of loss. The aftermath of the earthquake leaves behind a trail of sorrow and heartache that is difficult to comprehend. A grieving mother, clutching a faded photograph of her 2 sons, waits anxiously outside a collapsed mine. Each passing hour without news feels like an eternity, and she prays for a miracle that seems increasingly unlikely. Her story is one of countless others who wait in limbo, hoping against hope for a sign of life. An elderly couple, their home of 50 years reduced to dust, sits silently amidst the ruins. Their faces are etched with the pain of losing everything they held dear, from cherished memories to the very roof over their heads. Their silent vigil is a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring strength of the human spirit. These are the human stories that lie at the heart of this tragedy. They are stories of unimaginable loss, unwavering love, and the desperate fight for survival. Each narrative adds a layer of depth to the collective experience of those affected by the disaster. Each piece of rubble cleared, each life saved, and each story shared serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of this disaster. The resilience and solidarity displayed in the face of such adversity are a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit, even in the darkest of times. Time is the enemy in the aftermath of such a disaster, and rescue efforts are a desperate race against the clock. Volunteer teams, using whatever tools they can salvage, work tirelessly alongside overwhelmed first responders, moving heaven and earth to reach those trapped beneath the rubble. Adding to the challenge, the earthquake's impact on infrastructure has been nothing short of catastrophic. Collapsed bridges and roads have turned once accessible areas into treacherous obstacle courses, severely hindering the delivery of vital aid and equipment. The lack of heavy machinery and specialized rescue equipment further compounds the problem, forcing rescuers to rely on manual labor and sheer determination. The threat of aftershocks looms large, adding another layer of danger to an already perilous situation. Despite the Herculean challenges, the spirit of hope persists. Stories of ordinary citizens performing extraordinary acts of bravery to save their neighbors provide a glimmer of light in the darkness. International aid organizations, their resources stretched thin, are mobilizing rapidly, sending medical supplies, personnel, and logistical support to bolster the overwhelmed local efforts.